Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised. Prepare yourself for apocalypse. The age of apocalypse. Hey, what's up everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and here we are, guys, back at it again with another action figure review. This time we got Apocalypse, man. Age of Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse. This is a figure that I really, really wanted. Why? Because I love Apocalypse. And I love Apocalypse. Okay, guys, so let's take this guy out the package, and I'm anxious to review this guy. Stay tuned towards the end of the video where I'm going to break out some other Marvel Legends, do some comparisons, and also I'm going to break out the other Apocalypse, the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse, from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave, and then I'm going to do some comparisons and possibly some head swaps. So, let's take Mr. Apocalypse out of the box. There's a little read-up on the Apocalypse. Apocalypse launches an offensive against humankind in the pursuit of a world where mutants rule and only the strong survive. Simple read-up. Not a whole lot of a story going on. That's kind of one thing I like about Marvel Legends and one thing I dislike about Marvel Legends, because if I don't know too much about the figure, they just give you like a little read-up on the figure itself. And then you're like, okay. But then again, you know, if you're familiar with Apocalypse and the Age of Apocalypse, then you already know, then you don't really care about the story. So I guess it kind of goes both ways. There's the Apocalypse right there. Beautiful, beautiful box, man. I love the Apocalypse right there. Very, very dope side art. Very, very dope side art. There's the back right there, which I showed you. So let's take out Apocalypse. And he does come with a freaking cape, man. A freaking big plastic rubbery cape. Interesting. I did not know he came with a cape. Actually, I did know he came with a cape. I just didn't know what kind of cape he came with. So let's take out Apocalypse. Alright, so before we take a look at his accessories, which he comes with an interchangeable hand, a skull, and an interchangeable head, let's go ahead and take a look at Apocalypse himself, dude. I really like him, man. I already like him. I mean, he is a toy, right? He is an action figure. This is what Marvel Legends does. So, yeah, I'm not expecting anything more or anything less. And why does he have this thing wrapped around his head? I guess to keep this in place. He has like a little plastic piece, which we'll take a look at in a minute. But there is Apocalypse, man. Very, very dope. Love the hand. I love everything about him, man. A lot of people are complaining about him not having a wash over him, but this is kind of what we expect from Marvel Legends, man. Is it really a shock that he really doesn't have a wash? I mean, this is based on the Toy Biz figure, Age of Apocalypse, so I'm not really shocked. So before I put the cape on him and swap out the heads, let's bring in Apocalypse. So this is kind of dope for you guys. I mean, if you guys didn't pick up this Apocalypse, which I don't know why you didn't, because this guy's freaking awesome. Yeah, he was a little small, but he's still a freaking dope figure. I wish he was bigger. You know, I wish he was like a 12-inch Apocalypse. But this is how they measure up. It's pretty much the same body mold. Different. Well, actually, yeah, same body mold, but different in many different ways. So we'll take a look at the differences. The gauntlets right here are different. The shoulder pads are different. Even the collar around his neck is different. Of course, the head sculpts are different. The paint is different. So I don't know if you could swap out the head, because the head has a different color palette to it, but I guess you can. Apocalypse here has the belt, which this guy doesn't. The boots, of course, are different. These are more space age boots, are more, I guess, more comic booky boots. I guess that's the best way to describe them, where these guys are, this Apocalypse right here is more like a military robotic boot going on. So I'm trying my best to explain this to you guys. So there's the comparison. So the cape, I'm guessing, I don't know where the hell does the cape go into? It pegs in. It supposedly pegs in. So, oh, okay, I got you. It goes over his shoulder pads. Okay, I'm like looking underneath, but it goes over his shoulder pads. So, see, there's the peg holes right there. And then there's the pegs right there for the cape. So let's put in the cape of this Apocalypse. Yeah, it goes on there pretty nicely, man. I don't know if I like the cape, dude. What do you guys make of the cape? It has the same color tone as the Apocalypse right there, but you can't really peg this into the Apocalypse. I don't know why you would want to. I don't really know what to make of the cape. It's nicely done, but yeah, I don't know, man. The cape just kind of seems out of place with this figure. You know what I mean? If it was like a different color, because the color pattern for this cape doesn't even go with Apocalypse's whole color scheme. He's kind of got like a light blue and a bluish, grayish feel right here, some gray right here, bright red, blue up on top, and then you got a dark cape. Okay, so let's, before I take out the head and everything, I'll show you guys the body and the detail of this Apocalypse, as if you guys are not seeing it, but I'll give you guys a better close-up. Body, very nicely done, man. Very nicely sculpted body, boots, very simplistic. Gauntlets are very nicely done. He's a very nice figure, man. Marvel Legends, they always do an amazing job. Not always, but let's take out the head. The cape is going to naturally fall off, so let's move that. Let's take out the head here. And it has this piece right here, which is holding it in place. I don't know why, or what the purpose is of it. It's just kind of there, but we'll remove it nonetheless. I mean, if you don't want this, you don't have to have it. But I actually want it, so it just kind of pegs in to there like so, and it just sits right there. So before we put this head sculpt on, I'm going to put this head sculpt on. Let's see, and it should fit on there because it's the same damn body. And it's pretty much the same dead head. So yeah, that can work. The color scheme doesn't really match up, but I mean, shit, you put the cape on it, boom. Right there. Put the cape on it, and hey, look, his head matches his cape. The top of his head matches his cape. So yeah, man, you can make that work if you want to. And if you're wondering what this head sculpt looks like on this guy, actually, it'll probably go pretty nicely on this one. Let's check it out. Actually, it's a little loose, but yeah, you can make it work, yeah. It is a little loose. Let me see what this head sculpt. Before we put the head sculpt on this Apocalypse, let's put the head sculpt on this Apocalypse. Yeah, that actually does work. You can make it work, guys. Let's see how this head sculpt looks on this one. I hate when I do that. When I do that, I try to put the head on and the ball joint just goes forward and it doesn't allow me to pop the head on there. Okay, so yeah, I do like it on this one better. I do like this head sculpt on this Apocalypse just a little bit better. Yeah, Yeah, he looks better with this head sculpt as opposed to the screaming head one or the laughing head for this Apocalypse. Put this back here. Let's put this Apocalypse head back on here. Yeah, he definitely looks better, and I do think he looks better without that cape right there, so it's just my opinion. Okay, so he comes with an interchangeable fist, which I'm not going to use because I'm a fan of 90s action figures, and I do like the closed fist and the open hand, so I don't like the too closed fist on my action figures. And then he comes with a skull. Very nicely detailed plastic skull that you would normally get with a Predator action figure and not a Marvel Legends figure, but look at that. Why not? Why not? This is the skull of Professor X. Dope, man. Dope. Speaking of, well, not Professor X, but let's pose him with the last figure that I reviewed of Wolverine right here. That's how they measure up. If you guys didn't see this review of Wolverine, check it out. That was my last review. And if you're wondering about the size of this Apocalypse, let me stand him up for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and measure him. 8 inches. He's under 8 inches tall. That's how big he is. To bring out another Age of Apocalypse wave figure from the wave, here's Weapon X. And I didn't really pick up all the figures to this wave, guys, because I didn't really care for the wave. So even though I did build Sugar Man, I bought some pieces separately, so I didn't pick up all the figures because I really wasn't interested. And then Spider-Man, the last figure that I reviewed before Wolverine. Here's the Spider-Man. He's 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches against 8 inches. Nice. And then we'll break out Kingpin. Both big guys. Both chunky fellas. Apocalypse stands just a little bit taller, man. A little bit taller than Kingpin. I think Kingpin is a little bit under 8 inches as well. He's not quite at 8 inches. He's just a little under 8 inches, where Apocalypse is a little bit more closer to 8 inches. Shoot. Okay, guys. What do I make of this Apocalypse? I love Apocalypse, man. I love Apocalypse in any form, dude. And this guy is a beautiful piece of plastic. Listen, you guys are going to gripe about the wash or the lack thereof. I could care less. This is Hasbro. This is what I expect from these figures. I don't, especially the comic book ones, especially the ones that are paying tribute to Toy Biz. I don't expect washes over these figures, man. That's just what they are. Hasbro knows it, and if it saves them a little bit more money, I'm sure they're okay with it, because they're just presenting to you kind of a remake, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not a remake, but it's not coming to me. A tribute, if that's what you want to call it, a tribute or a makeover. Then that's what their intention was, and they did a pretty good job at it. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, guys, I really like this Apocalypse, man. I'm going to give him a solid 8. I really like him. I like him without the cape. I don't really care too much for this cape. I mean, if you want the cape on it, he has the pegs right here, the peg holes. So, it's really up to you. I don't really care for the cape. I just think it's just bulking out of the way. It's nicely detailed. You can get him in some awesome poses as the Emperor Apocalypse right there. So yeah, man, I like him. I like him. I'm not going to lie, I like him. I think it's an 8 out of 10 for this Apocalypse. It's very nicely done. Nice choice of paint apps. Like I said, it's a tribute to the Toy Biz days, so I understand where they were going. And I do like this Apocalypse, man. I do recommend him if you guys are Apocalypse fans, if you guys are X-Men fans. I think if you guys are Marvel Legends fans, you guys won't be disappointed in this figure. I don't think. So it's definitely 8 out of 10 for me, guys. Let me know what you think of this Apocalypse. Do you like him? Do you own him? Do you plan on picking him up? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And there you guys have it. Oh, you know what? Before we end this video, I'm sure you guys are interested in the articulation because he's a big guy. Usually I don't do articulation with Marvel Legends, but Break right here, he doesn't really have 90-degree bend because of his gauntlets, waist swivel. Break right there at the torso, waist swivel. Did I say waist swivel? Breaks at the biceps, boot cut, and then ankle pivoting right there. So it's pretty much the same articulation as this Apocalypse, except no, this Apocalypse didn't have a boot swivel. So everything else is pretty much the same, but he didn't have a boot swivel. I kind of like this Apocalypse because he kind of reminds me of Thanos, man. You know what? Before we end this video, I just want to break out Thanos real quick and just do a quick comparison. Simply because I feel like he has a Thanos vibe, I just wanted to do a quick comparison real quick. Because I think when I first got this Apocalypse, I did a comparison with this Thanos right here because they both have a very similar metallic blue. Not really the same metallic blue. It looks very similar, but it's different. This one's more darker, where this one's more shinier. Translucentness. But yeah, he kind of has a very similar vibe as Thanos, man. As this Walmart exclusive Thanos. Of course, Apocalypse is bigger than Thanos right here. But, yeah, don't they? I mean, they have a very, very similar theme going on, shall I say. Okay, guys, yeah, it's a solid 8 from me, from your friendly neighborhood YouTuber. I really like this Apocalypse, man. I recommend him. If you guys like this little review, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next review. Peace out!